Hey guys, it's Maddie. Stick around. I've got a video coming up about a homemade do-it-yourself underquilt. It was fairly inexpensive and it works great. So check it out. Okay, so here is the underquilt that I made. I basically just bought a sort of cheap sleeping bag from like Walmart, I think. I think it was like 30 bucks. It's rated down to 40 degrees, which I think is going to be plenty warm, at least for trying everything out before I actually commit to, sleeping outside in the winter or something. So yeah, this is a basic rectangular shaped sleeping bag from Walmart that unzips all the way flat out. I can't remember the dimensions. I'll add them later. But yeah, it's just your average. I think it's like 72 inches long, something like that. So a good size. It goes like up, like about to my head when I just put the sleeping bag on regular. So it's a good size. So yeah, the rectangular sleeping bag unzips all the way. So I unzipped it all the way and sort of wrapped it around my hammock. And then all I did was I added these little loops here on the top corners. And this sleeping bag was super nice to begin with because it came with this bungee in the end to sort of cinch everything up. So if you can uncinch it here, everything comes out. But you can also sort of tighten it up and it sort of closes up that end piece a little bit, which is nice to keep some of that wind or cold out. So then to those loops at the top, I just used like a basic webbing. I think I got it at like Ace or Tri-State, one of the outdoor stores in town here. It's not meant to like hold a bunch of weight or anything. I think it's used for cinching up sleeping bags. I think it was like $2. And then I just got this basic bungee cord, I think at Ace Hardware. I think it's like 50 cents a foot. I think I ended up getting like 15 feet total, which is probably more than I needed, but I wasn't sure, so I got more than I needed. But yeah, I put one cord through each of those loops on the end there and ran them up to a carabiner, and then just hooked that onto the end of the hammock. So that's the top end, and like I said, I unzipped it all the way. I did leave the zippers on in case I decide to use it as a sleeping bag in the future, because it's super light. I think it's like 1.9 or pounds or 1 pound 9 ounces. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but it's fairly light for a sleeping bag, and so it'll be good for summer if I ever want to like take it backpacking or something. Okay, and then for the other end, it didn't have the cinch cord, so I just added like 7 of these same loops. So 2 in the top corners, and then a couple down the sides, and then there's just 1 in the middle, down by that zipper at the bottom, and then that goes on all the way up both sides. And then to cinch that up, I just added some basic paracord. I think most campers and hammockers have paracord lying around, so I just use that basic stuff, and then you just kind of yank up on it, and it kind of not seals, but it closes up that end pretty well. And then I just sort of use just a basic knot to close that up, just something that'll come out fairly easy, just a loop. I don't know what it's called. I'm not all about the knots right now, so but yeah, I just tied it up and it closes most of that up pretty well. There's still some gaps, but for the most part, I could just like tie another piece of paracord around here if I wanted to get it really tight. But yeah, it does the trick. And then I did the same thing here, added some bungee, 1 on either side, and then connected it to a carabiner, and then connected it to the hammock itself. I guess you could put it up, on the carabiner or on the slap straps if you wanted to, but I didn't want to. So, and then it just kind of hangs a little bit below the hammock itself. So if you can see, there's like a bit of a gap down there. If you can see, and that's good. That's what you want. You want there to be a little bit of a gap at the bottom, just so that you can trap some of that hot air in to keep your backside a little bit warmer. So all in total, I think I spent about $40 to $45 on everything. The sleeping bag was just like a basic one from Walmart. That was our trail. I think that's the Walmart brand. It was like $32, I think. The bungee cord cost me about $8 total. Like I said, I have probably more than I need, so you could probably cut that cost down a little bit. And I just had the carabiners and everything else lying around. And then I just have my hammock in here with the Atlas straps. Again, those things I already had. So I think everything total came out to like $42, $45. And if you know anything about underquilts, they're quite pricey. Like $100 minimum, all the way up to $400 or $500. And I don't know about you, but I don't have that much money lying around right now. So I thought this was a good solution. I haven't had a chance to try it out quite yet, but I am hoping to get out this weekend and test it out. It's going to be about 50 degrees here in Idaho, so hopefully that would be a good time to give it a shot, and I will let you know how it goes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you got something out of it. And the dog. Charlie! Hey guys, so I was able to get out into the woods this past weekend and try out the underquilt, and it was actually really great. It was about 45, 50 degrees, and me and a whole bunch of my friends were out hammocking, and I was the only one with an underquilt, and they were all complaining about cold butts, and I was toasty warm the whole time. It was pretty great, and it was fairly windy too, and it kept out the wind, and it kept out the cold. We were out there for a couple hours, probably, I don't know, 2.5, 3 hours, and in that short amount of time, I didn't have any issues. Like I said, they were all complaining about the wind and having some cold butts, so it works great. I'm hoping to get out and try it overnight soon, but until then, enjoy.